Says they're generic.
All right, kids, we ready?
Yes.
Call to order the regular meeting of the Planning Commission. We'd all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated.
I'm glad nobody took a knee.
I didn't give you time.
I debated.
Were you debating the debate?
Yes, I was debating the debate.
Would you call the roll, please?
John Junko.
Here.
Maria Mills Bennett.
Here.
Bo Bofme.
Here.
Mike Arminio. Thomas Jordan.
Here.
Newton White.
Here.
Lance Green.
Here.
We have a big crowd tonight, man. I really like this.
Did Mike turn in a permission slip?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Consideration of the minutes. Anybody? Any comments?
Second.
I have a motion and a second by Maria. Comments? Concerns? Would you call the roll?
John Junko.
Yes.
Maria Mills Bennett.
Yes.
Bo Bofme.
Here.
Thomas Jordan.
Yes.
Newton White.
Yes.
Lance Green.
Yes. You want to redo your vote? It's yes, not here.
Yes.
Okay. We know you're here. We did that during the roll call.
Well, you know, some question about that.
Case number 17-6000002, administrative rezoning, 3518 Nova Road.
Penelope Cruz, planner. The subject property is the current site of Littlefield Furniture and Bedding. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. It's been there for a very long time. It's been a retail store since the early 70s. It's had commercial future land use on it since the 80s. This is really just a cleanup of the zoning map. There's something happened back in the 80s, I guess, and it just was brought to our attention. So we're just cleaning that up to be consistent with the comp plan and the ongoing long-term use.
Okay. I mean, this is pretty cut and dry. It's just a little housekeeping issue.
I'm just curious, how was it brought to your attention? Why is this like suddenly a thing?
They were they're in the process of going to sell it.
Oh, okay,
and they
gotcha.
and it came up in their search.
Gotcha. I was just curious.
Anything else? Anybody?
Nope. Thank you.
I make
Anybody
a
from the
motion to
public?
approve case number 17-600000002.
Second.
Further discussion? Anybody from the audience? Call the roll.
Bueller.
John Junko.
Yes.
Maria Mills Bennett.
Yes.
Bo Bofme.
Yes.
Thomas Jordan.
Yes.
Newton White.
Yes.
Lance Green.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Case number 17-25000003, an LDC text amendment, Chapter 14 and 20 on the Ridgewood Corridor improvements. Boy, I'm surprised Mike's not here for this one.
Penelope Cruz, planner. So as you all recall, in 2013, we adopted the Ridgewood Corridor Plan, and the three main objectives of that plan were to improve the corridor by making it more attractive, improve its economic position, and minimize activities that discourage investment on the corridor. In May of this year, there was a workshop with City Council, and we reviewed the plan again. We went over the strategies and the implementation that's occurred to date. Based on the City Council feedback, we're here before you based on their discussions and their feedback with these proposed amendments. There's two chapters that are being amended. Chapter 20 is being amended to implement short-term strategies of the Ridgewood Corridor Plan 11 through 14 to establish the framework for various grants for targeted businesses, and long-term strategy number 1 to establish incentives to encourage redevelopment. The amendments to Chapter 14 implement short-term strategy number 5 to remove the architectural limitation of only having Florida vernacular, and that would apply to the Port Orange Town Center, the entire CRA outside of the Riverwalk District. The staff report got into detail on each of the details of each of the amendments within the chapters, and I'm here to just answer any questions you may have about that.
Okay. So when we do this, we're basically opening up the door for a wide range of architecture, correct?
It's the existing city standards that are applied to properties throughout the whole city.
Right. So we're making sure, we're saying that we don't have to have only that vernacular, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Newton, anything?
Yes, in page 6, item number 4, says it removes the section regarding fees in lieu of required parking and stormwater retention. Is that going to change the ability that I believe is currently in the plan where some of the properties that the city owns could be used to make a parking lot that the businesses could then count those spaces?
No, that doesn't take that away. Right now, this is a item that's been in the code for all these years, and it's not able to be implemented without doing master parking and master stormwater, and that's just not currently in the plans. It primarily was written for the Riverwalk area.
Okay, so
the plans for that area are just changed over time.
Okay, so we would still be able, because
But if we ever wanted to do something like that, yeah, that would be handled
the
in a
shallow
different
and
manner.
linear nature of the land there, that would be helpful. And the other thing I would like to say about it is thank you very much for putting somewhere in the city where we can have live work units, mom and pop businesses. That's something that I've actually had a couple of people ask me,
And that's actually been in the plan for a while. We just kind of cleaned it up a little bit and made it, I think, a little bit more usable.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Tom?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about live work units because you changed it from owner occupied to live work. So this means it could be a non-owner that lives in a residential part of that building?
We've had requests in the past that we've had to turn down because of the specificity of the language, where they wanted to have the manager of the store be able to live there, and because it wasn't the owner, it was the manager of the business. So that allows for things like that to happen.
Okay, cool. The other thing I wanted to ask about was back on page 5 under the grants program. On section 2, it's the last one about the landscape grants. And could you give me a better idea what you mean with the last sentence? It says priority given to uses with outdoor storage and sales.
So for example, if there was an auto dealership that doesn't have a landscape buffer and was wanting to put one in, some of those old grandfathered sites right now that, if we were to give them a grant to do it, they'd be willing to do it. They would get priority over, say, just a regular retail store because they actually have something that would benefit the corridor to screen. So if we had a limited amount of grant funds, then that would get the top priority.
So auto sales, storage lots,
anything that
contractors' yards.
Well, contractors' yards are no longer a permitted use. That was the first amendment that we did to implement the Ridgewood Corridor Plan, is to make that no longer a permitted use.
So if they're already there, though, they can't get a grant?
Yeah, they could if they're already there,
Already
technically, and they need it. I mean, the one that's there now met the requirements for landscaping, but it's no longer a permitted use, so we wouldn't have any new ones.
Right.
Like that.
How about the idea of priority? This kind of presumes then that you would have multiple.
Yeah, I mean, we're
applicants
setting
at
up
the
the
same time?
we're setting up the framework, so we have to think, that eventually, if it gets funded, it'll be successful, and hopefully there will be multiple people interested in it.
Okay. Thank you.
Bo?
No, I have nothing. Thank you.
Maria?
My question was kind of along the same lines as Tom's. I was just curious if it was going to have to be an owner residence, like above the business or whatever. Or could they just rent it to anyone?
Yes, yeah. Originally, it had to be owner, and most of the times when this has come up as a request, it's been for somebody who wanted to have more of a manager, not necessarily the owner of the business.
But it doesn't have to be manager. They can
No.
basically do whatever they want to with it.
They could be just a regular rental.
Okay.
Johnny?
Yeah, a quick question regarding, it's a 3-year pilot program, correct? Now, at the end of that 3 years, if the program hasn't really taken off, is it possibility to have that reviewed for an additional 3 years, or is it just going to be a...
Yeah, so that 3-year pilot program is just for that one item with regards to targeted businesses on the corridor, having that 3-year pilot to not have to bring the entire site up to code. And again, that'll get reviewed again once those 3 years are up, and the Planning Commission and City Council will get a chance to discuss whether we want to extend that, make it permanent language, no longer pilot language, or just do away with it.
Doing a trial run. All right.
Right now, we're just trying to get some businesses in there, get them established. What we've seen is, sometimes they'll go in there and they'll get established, and then they'll want to make improvements on their own, but to put all that money in up front is a really big investment for, for some of these small businesses, is what that corridor attracts.
All right, thank you.
The only real question I had for you is the language of minimizing activities that discourage investment. And so are we talking about like limiting, are we back to saying only so many certain shops in a certain distance, or?
That's actually adopted language from it's one of the objectives of the plan. It's not in these code amendments.
Right.
It's part of the adopted Ridgewood Corridor Plan. And so that kind of touched on, when we did the amendments to remove motels as a permitted use.
Okay.
Because a lot of criminal activity was going on there, and it was discouraging additional investment and some of those other unsightly things, so that's what that was kind of touching on, that kind of discourages investment in other properties.
But I mean,
But that's not really something that was just listing the objectives of the plan. That was just one of those objectives of the plan.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. I mean, I think everything's pretty cut and dry. I kind of like it. It's, I think, opening the door for somebody, to, again, we're looking for investors in that section. I think we're opening the door for.
Save some serious coin not having to put a metal roof on your building.
True. So, all right. With that being said, do we need a motion and pass this?
Yes.
All right. So I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve case number 17-25000003.
Second.
James, go.
Tom on that second. By a nose.
Now you owe me a Coke.
John Junko,
Yes.
Maria Mills-Net,
Yes.
Bo Volkme,
Yes.
Thomas Jordan,
Yes.
Stephen White,
Yes.
Lance Green.
Yes. Commissioner comments? Johnny, we'll start down your way.
City's doing a wonderful job cleaning up. I know they had their ups and downs trying to get the subcontractors. And so I have nothing to say. It's looking, I think Matthew had more issues with our city than Irma. But right now everything's looking good. The roads are fine. I finally got my debris picked up. And as far as the shameless plug, from Thursday, starts today, till Sunday, Family Days event has started in our city. So I invite everybody to come along. Carnival's the biggest carnival we've had in a long time. We got events going on today, and they're going through Sunday. So I hope to see everyone there.
All right, that's your 3 minutes, Johnny. Okay. Maria?
I just had a question about Pioneer Trail and Airport Road. I know they're putting a light up there, and they're clearing the land to the left, and there's confusion as to why.
That intersection is actually outside of Port Orange, basically in Volusia County. I know that they are putting the light up there. I'd have to look in to see what area they're clearing and speak with Volusia County to get you
I
more
thought
information.
that corner on the left was Port Orange. It's not?
No.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
But we can, check with
There's
the
a
county
couple
there
of
to see what's
parcels
going on.
there but that particular corner that is in the county. At one
I didn't
point in
realize
time, the
that.
guy was going to sell it and said Publix was going there, but
Yeah, I remember when
And that got
Publix was
shot
supposed to
down,
go
but-
there. That's why I was confused why they were clearing it now. I was just curious.
don't go
Okay.
anywhere. Don't go
Yeah.
anywhere, Tam. You know you're not going anywhere.
Or a
Bo, you got
dispensary.
anything?
I don't know.
Commissioner comments?
Yes, I just want to mention that the city is offering on Monday evenings a course on city business and city operations. And I've been through 2 of the classes so far. It's been fantastic. I think that the city has really put together a fantastic program. It's a great way to get educated on operations, cost, how things function. And already with these 2 classes, it's been a revelation to me. So I'd like to commend the city on that offering, and I'd like to see more people participate. It's really a fantastic course. So
Good deal. Thank you, Bo. Tom?
I am all set. No comments tonight. Thank you.
I'm all set for the city, and I'm glad that you're participating in that, Bo. I have encouraged many people to do that. The county has the Volusia Citizens Academy. It's very similar. I think theirs runs 12 or 13 weeks, and I encourage anybody that's interested in serving on any board or any office in the municipality to try and go through that.
got a nice
Right.
shirt too.
Got a nice shirt. I
Yeah.
got an official name badge.
You good?
I'm good.
At one point in time, the old truck stop at the corner of Williamson, Taylor, 95, whatever it is,
Yes.
was going to be a storage unit. Is that still alive?
That project is still out there, has not had any submittals on there. I know that they're working with the county on access on there. The county has restricted it to write in, write out at one point, and then write in only, and they're trying to work with the county to get more access at that point then. They got a special exception for that use on that property. I believe that comes up here in the next few months, so you might be seeing that special exception come back before you because they only got a 2-year shelf limit on those.
Oh, what a good idea, 2 years.
So, but yeah, they still are trying to work toward that project, but they're really dealing with the county now on access at that property then.
Anything further with the old gas station that's right out there? Any action
We've
whatsoever?
had no inquiries on that one next the
Yeah.
Walgreens there.
All right. And then
And basically getting
Next
the
to your
access.
favorite Waffle House sign.
Trying to avoid saying that. I was trying to think what that drugstore was
I
called.
said it for you. We're
Yeah,
good.
So,
We all knew you were trying to avoid
yeah, like, I was about ready to say CVS. I'm like, no, it's Walgreens. I knew what it was next to, but didn't want to say the
it's
restaurant.
behind the sign, okay?
You can't
We-
What about a church at Madeline?
We've had communications with the property owner before the hurricane, again letting him know that your time is ticking. He said he wanted to come and meet with us, and we've kept on trying to get that meeting. But that clock is ticking in terms of that master development agreement. That building has to be torn down. I don't think they have enough time to get the building permits in here and get it renovated. So
How many more ticks on the clock?
I think we're basically next summer. I think it's in like July or August is when that expires then. So we'll keep on sending him reminders every month about what's going to happen.
What
There'll be
was
fines
the
and fees?
proposal as far as the renovation? What's
The
thinking?
master development agreement basically stated that he requested additional uses to be out of there, and they indicated in their request that they would either demolish that church building within 3 years of the MDA being approved, or that they would submit building permits within 3 years and be under construction between year 3 and 4 then. So, you know, I mean, I guess they still have a little,
Year 4.
yeah. We're basically getting ready to get close to year 3 here in August
Oh,
then.
okay.
But we've had no, inquiries on that one, so it's still, it's still, I guess they got a window to get some renovations on there, but we keep on, making him aware of that every month, that those deadlines have come forward then.
I just know that the building is deteriorating rapidly. The
Right.
site's deteriorated rapidly,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
now we're back to it's an eyesore now. But
And what are the
Yeah, they're,
consequences in August of 20, or roughly
Fines.
August of 2018?
yeah,
Goes back for, code board then, the zoning violation then at that time, because it's in a master development agreement.
and again, I'm not going to hold you to it. But what would the process be? Would the city in turn go tear it down and lien the property, or
Planning
how does-
Commission can show up with some sledgehammers. If it helps.
Okay, hey, I got a tractor.
For that one to our attorney here.
I'm just curious as to how that would work at that point.
I think in addition to the code enforcement actions, we're probably going to be in a situation where they may be voiding their zoning altogether for the property. We do have a code in place for demolition of unsafe structures. I don't have one for demolition of non-aesthetic structures. So if it's structurally sound and it's not
It can't.
causing
You can't say that it's structurally sound either.
yeah, no, I'm
just,
not the guy that's making that call
I
for
know.
sure.
All right. Well, I'm just curious how it was going to go. So
It's possible.
looking forward to it.
What are the potential uses of that building other than a church? Is there anything?
It's typically got every, I think pretty much the community commercial type zoning is on there, except there's a few of them that they exempted. I think one was the convenience store. They exempted that one and a few other ones then, but general retail. Also too, they had ALFs, assisted living facilities on there then, but there's a wide range of commercial uses that could go on that property then.
they exempted an ALF?
No, they added an ALF in addition to the community commercial zoning district.
If memory serves me correctly, they excluded a gas station.
Right.
Right.
The resident group came out on that one and they excluded that one, I think, in Fortune Teller too.
I know a storage unit we could move down there.
One more thing I'll ask you, and I'll let you go.
Fortunately.
And I know Wayne is gone and everything. Where are we with the progress of talking to the future road of Yorktown Extension?
We're still moving forward on that with the,
I mean, we have any more contact with Karasi and that potential?
we're in contact with Karasi. There's also a small triangle property that's at that location. We're in contact with them, working with everyone basically in designing the road, We still need to secure some right of way, but we're in constant communication with that, trying to move that forward.
That'd be huge. That'd be huge within the next couple of years if that could get done. All right. Anything else? Any other comments, commissioner comments, staff comments?
One thing, just wanted to, as we were going through the agenda here, looking at the upcoming months meetings, we noticed that we did schedule the planning commission meeting in December for December 21st. So, be 3 or 4 days before Christmas. We wanted to know if planning commission would like to consider moving that up to December 14th. That way, it's a little bit, I think what we could do is we can let you guys think about it. And if you can just give us a call, over the next couple of weeks, if that would work for you, then we could possibly bring something forward at the next meeting to kind of move that forward then.
As the chairman, I'll check my schedule and I'll get back to you and we'll let everybody know.
But it's currently scheduled for the 21st.
I
We
say
just
we
thought it
move
was getting close to the holidays. And, people might be going out of town there. They want to be stuck without a quorum there. So if we look at that, we just want to try to plan ahead. And that way we can, I think if we know next month then, we can let our applicants know and adjust our schedules then.
Okay.
Send you an email.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and forward an email to everyone then too, basically with the dates you want to move from to then.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, staff. Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Public comments.
Wait a minute.
Public comment?
Oh, public comments? I'm sorry. Sarah, you want to say anything? Come on.
You came in late. You got to say something.
No, I can't believe I'm out here so quickly. I must have missed it.
Short
Oh, you did. It was juicy. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
I have a question.